Hey guys, welcome to In Session with Ange
and Nat. We read all of your Therapy Thursday questions, and all three of you had amazing ones. One of them that really caught our attention was how to deal with feelings of jealousy. And you asked, do you think that it's normal for me to feel that way even towards the people I love and care about?
I thought that was a really great question. That was a really good question.
It was a really good question.
And obviously it's anonymous, so we have no idea who asked it. But I think that's such a bold question to ask, especially because I think most of our viewers for now anyway are Arab Americans and like people we know and love. Yeah. And so I think like our our friends. Not saying that this is one of our friends, but so I feel like it's a very bold question to ask. Like, hey, like, I do feel jealousy sometimes. I do feel like, that happens to me, especially with the people that like love it, that I love and I care about, which is such like complicated feelings to like try to understand.
For sure.
Because then I feel like along with that would come like guilt, like, oh my gosh, like, should I feel jealous? Like
guilt can be its own episode.
Right. Yeah, I think that's its own ball game. But it's like that feeling of like guilt comes with it and like just not understanding. And yeah. So I thought that was a really good question.
I feel like it's a thing that like we all experience, but we're kind of ashamed to even say because it kind of reflects back on like, oh, you look weak, or like, oh, like you're not at the level that they are, and it just shows weakness, I guess. But it's not. I feel like admitting it is always going to be the first step that like, hey, 100%. This is something I experience, and just recognizing that everyone experiences that. Whether you think they're the most successful person in the world, like I'm sure they still have had their fair share of experiences with jealousy or with not feeling enough or with like struggling with their self-esteem. And I think that's like all part of the human experience.
I totally agree. I think normalizing it is step one. It's the like, how do I go about it is normalizing it. Like you said, it's accepting that like, okay, well, I do feel jealous. Being able to say that out loud is so, what's the word? Like cathartic, I think, because like you're naming it, you're saying it, which means like you're accepting it, that's where you're at. And because it's such a like, usually such a like, I don't know, what's the word? Like you don't want to say that's like that, the word jealousy, like it's just like it's an icky word. Yeah.
I don't know how to even explain it.
Right.
Like the feeling that you get. Where it's just like, it's not even like feeling weak. It's feeling something else. And I can't put a word to it.
Yeah. I think it's feeling less than. I think it's feeling like not enough. I think it's feeling
insecure.
That's a great word.
The most basic word.
Not a great feeling, but a great word. That's exactly what that is. And I think what I was saying earlier about like, obviously our viewers right now are Arab Americans, which we love so much. But I think it goes back to the idea of, I think it is normal that we tend to feel jealous at times. I think everyone does. But with that being said, I think it's extra normal when we live in a society and a culture that pins us against one another, right? So,
oh my God.
Nat's reaction says a lot.
I feel like I'm on this podcast to just give reactions. Like,
no, same. I'm like, we're processing our own like, trauma through this.
It's triggering.
I swear. So,
tell me about how we're pitted against each other.
Okay, well, I don't know if you can relate. I'm sure you can because, like, I like who can't to
My
this?
whole life's a competition.
Whoa. Okay, Nat. Sure. Yeah. So I feel like we have grown up, even if we didn't feel it in ourselves when we were growing up. Like, let's say, like, I was walking around like completely fine, like I'm feeling good, whatever, secure about myself. I feel content with what I have, whether it's intelligence, whether it's beauty, whether it's kindness, whether it's socially, like I feel content with where I'm at in life, right? Unfortunately, I do think that because we live in a culture that is so you have to be better than the next person. It's naturally going to deplete a lot of those like feelings of contentment. Like you're going to start to, for example, I don't know, like you're going to start to feel like, okay, well, maybe actually what I do have is not good enough. Like maybe actually I should not be content. Maybe I should be prettier. Maybe I should be smarter. Maybe I should lose more weight. Maybe I should, you know, be more successful. And it just, it's exhausting.
Yeah.
And so no wonder then you get to a place of like, well, now I'm feeling jealous of even the people that I love and care about because I'm pitted against them all the time.
And not just that, it's reinforced that should statement by the people in our lives. Like how many times has a grandma or an aunt or your mom or whatever told you like, you should do this. Like you should marry the doctor. You should have the big house. You should achieve so many degrees. You can't even count them. Like you should be more than what you are.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's like, I know it's coming from a place of love and like they're thinking like, oh, we deserve this whole world. But it's just like, I don't like the expectation of should. I don't like the should statement because that is like a lot of pressure for me and a lot of like unrealistic. It places a lot of unrealistic expectations on myself.
Yeah.
And it's like everyone has their own time and everyone's 100%. In their own journey.
I love that.
And that's not like for anyone to decide of like what I should be doing or for me to even think that that's where I should be.
I love that you said that because I think, and as therapists, and if any therapists are watching and know, like we have a therapy saying, a lot of therapists say this all the time. It's don't should all over yourself. And it's seriously like it puts things into perspective because when you live in a mentality of should, it makes you feel that like, okay, well, anything else is less than, anything else is not enough, anything else like, I'm always like, what's the word? Oh my gosh, I can't think of words today. It makes you feel like not only less than, but I think also like
not content.
Not content, yeah, but I'm really having a hard time with words today, guys.
Unstable?
I didn't get much sleep last night. And I didn't have coffee. And I'm
no
about
coffee
to crash
is killing
out.
me right now,
That's
guys.
literally the last straw. Like
the no coffee is like you can hear it in my voice. Like,
no, this is not fun. But no, what I mean is basically like, the more you should all over yourself, the more you believe that there's a social construct that you have to live by. There's a social rule book that you have to follow. And seriously, when you think about it, it's like, where is it? Like, who created the social rule book? Who created this? Tell me where I should be, you know, if, you know?
But, you know, I feel like it's because we live in such a bubble. Like, think of how many people we see on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
Or just like in a month, you know thousands of people and you are literally like following their whole lives. It's like social media in real time. And like, I'm watching my cousins, my friends, my family members, my like people in my church community. I'm watching everybody like live out their lives and live out mine at the same time. And it's just like, I'm constantly stuck in this state of like comparing myself to where I am to where everybody else is.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you can't really escape it. Like I can't, I can go move away from my community, but I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I want to like push myself to like reach my goals, but I don't want my goals to be the construct of my society. Like I don't want my society to make my goals for me. I want my goals to simply be like, be content with where you're at. Yours. Like that's what I want my goal to be.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally agree. Well then, okay. How do you feel about people that seem to think that they're entitled to telling you what they think that you should do? Like who you should be, where in life you should go, like who you should be with, who you should talk to, who you should, you know what I mean? Like, how do you feel about those people? And like, how would you deal with those people? Like, because we know it very well. There's a lot of people that think that they have the capacity to be able to say like, hey, Nat, like, you know what? Like, I actually don't think you should be a therapist. I think you should have been a doctor. You know, I think you should have been a lawyer, whatever, you know. How do you feel about that?
It's just like every day of my life. Like,
oh my gosh. Really? Tell me about it. We're having a little therapy session right now.
Tell me more.
Tell me more.
What was your question? I feel like that's like a given, like, oh, like you're too sensitive. You shouldn't have been a therapist. Like, or, oh, you would have thrived in this. And like, why didn't you do this? And like, what if you did this? And it goes back to the what ifs, or like the you shoulds, or the you can't, or you won't. And like, that's something I talk to my clients about. Well, obviously I use it in like very simplistic terms for children. Like I tell them like a lot of negative thinking patterns is like using the word should, must, can't, and won't. Yeah. And those are really like, they're just words that put a stop in your growth. Because if you are thinking like, I should do this, then you're not recognizing like what you need to do in the moment. Like you're just focused on like this end goal. And it's just like, you're not focused on like, okay, what do I need to do today to just make it a better day for myself? You're shifting focus. Yeah. And then like, can't. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Who says you can't? I don't know. I just feel like in my own life, that puts such a toll on me because I am so like, I need to achieve this level of perfection. It's like from how much I hear it, it's like, oh my God, I need to achieve this. And I don't know why. And I tell myself, no, you don't. But it's just something takes over. I don't know. What's your relation to this topic?
I think that it's going to sound like I'm blaming everything on my childhood. No, it's
we're going there.
It's not that. I think it's when we talk about perfectionism and we talk about like these goals that like either others place on us or we place on ourselves. 9 times out of 10, those goals are unattainable because we're talking about perfectionism here and nobody's perfect, right? Yeah. So it sucks because I feel like I have related to that in the past. I feel like the older I get, the more I've grown out of it, honestly. I think when it was the most difficult was when I was like the teenage era, like the teenage years, because
really,
yeah, because you know what? Not only was I comparing myself a lot to maybe other people at the time, because obviously I'm a teenager. So I was building my own like identity. I was building my own confidence. I was trying to figure out who am I? Like what kind of a person I am? What do I like? What do I not like? Like I was trying to figure all that out during teenage years, you know? So then add on the layer of perfectionism that you're trying to reach because there are these expectations that whether it's family or friends or just society places on you that start playing in your head of like, okay, like I need to be this. And if I'm not this, then I'm not enough. Ugh. You know? And it's like, it's really, really hard and it's such a struggle. But I feel like the older I've gotten, the more I think, as simple as it sounds, and it's going to be ridiculous, but like genuinely, I just stopped caring. Like, I think I really just stopped caring. I love that. Not completely because I can't do that. I wish I could do that. Can't. But I've stopped caring enough, you know, to the point where I'm like, you know what? Like, I'm good. Like, I'm so good. Like, I know who I am. I know what I bring. I know what like I'm capable of. I have really strong faith in Jesus. Like I know who he is and I know that he has a plan for me.
Praise the Lord.
Seriously. And yeah, so I feel like the older I've gotten, the more I've been more content with that. But it is hard because you still get in seasons too where it's like, okay, like, you know, I see all my friends like getting married. I see all my friends like moving on with their lives and building houses and, you know, maybe having babies and going and studying. And it's just like, it is hard sometimes because I do catch myself like in that state of mind at times where I'm like I'm almost 27, like I'm almost 30 basically. And it's like, oh, like, should I be at a different place in my life? Like, should I go back to those shoulds. It's so crazy. I feel like I'm processing as we're talking. Like I'm literally in therapy right now. But when I check myself back in and I remind myself, and this gets me to my next point was like, how do we combat these feelings of jealousy? How do we combat like, you know, going through it? When I reframe the way I think about it and I start reminding myself of my strengths and what I bring and who I am, I think that, and again, my faith plays a big part of this.
Oh, 100%.
Then I'm like, I'm good. I'm chilling. Yeah. I'm fine.
Yeah. No, I love that. And it's so interesting to me that you said yours was like more in the teenage years. Because I don't know, I felt like, yes, I feel like that definitely does happen in the teenage years. But I feel like in your 20s, it's so strong because it's like, this is where everyone's shaping their lives. Yeah. This is where the future is being molded and like your next... Oh, the way you needed to take a sip of water to just
because I'm about to start crying.
But it's like such a pivotal point in your life, and you're really forming your identity for the next God knows how many years. This is the part where we get married. This is the part where we get our careers, where we like some people start families. Like so many big life changes and transitions happen in your 20s. And I think it got so scary for me. But like you said, like, again, Jesus, we got to keep bringing back Jesus back up.
We love you, man.
I don't know, just like having faith into something stronger and more like powerful than anything I know is so like healing and so like, you know what? He has a plan for me. I'm letting go of like whatever shoulds I have for myself, and I'm accepting like the will he has for me. And like whatever that is, because I believe in you so much and I believe in like your power, I know that you will always protect me. I know that your will is good. I know that like whatever it is, it's meant to be for me in my time. And I learned a lot of the concept of time. Yeah. Like what time is. Time is so specific to each individual. And some people, they have to travel a different road to get to the same destination. But essentially, like we're all going to get to where we need to be. We just have to like make sure today is okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like there was a verse, and I think we said it in the first video. I don't know. But like when Jesus says like, you know, don't worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow has its own worries. Worry about today. And then he talks about the birds in the barn. Like if the birds, like if your heavenly Father provides them food and they don't have to worry about where to find food and what to do and where to have shelter, and he provides all that for them, how much more valuable are you? Right. And it's just like a reframing, like you said, of like recognizing like, hey, yo, I still live with my parents. I have my bills paid. Right.
Like what are the positives here?
What are the positives that I have?
The secondary gain is like what I like to say. Like, like there's a lot of things you can, but like what are you gaining? There is like a benefit to all of this. Like genuinely, like what's holding you back? Yeah. Or like what's, you know, what do you love about the place that you're at? I love everything you just said. I feel like it was perfect. It was the perfect way to describe what we're talking about. And I think it also goes into like talking about like healthy jealousy versus unhealthy jealousy.
Ooh, that's a good topic.
You know, like
what do you think is healthy jealousy?
Okay, so I don't think that all forms of jealousy is bad. I think there's a negative idea behind the concept of jealousy, which is okay. But I think there is a healthy kind of jealousy. And I think what that looks like is jealousy that motivates you to be a better person, motivates you to like work harder, to achieve to be the best version of yourself possible, like whatever that looks like for you, mentally, physically, whatever, emotionally. I think when it starts to become unhealthy is when you start feeling like bitter and anger and envy. And when you start to feel that way and like maybe some hatred towards a person or a thing or a success that someone's had, I think that's where it's like, okay, like you need to check yourself back in. Like what is going on? You know, it's okay to feel jealous, totally. But why are we misplacing, like we're misplacing our feelings at that point. You know what I mean? Like it's, you know, where else is this coming from?
Yeah. And I'm sure we've all felt that, like,
totally.
Well, I can only speak for myself, but like sometimes you do get to the point of jealousy of like where you start to like not really like this person for no reason.
Yeah.
Like they're just like, but there's something I can point out a million things wrong with you.
It's a vibe.
It's a vibe. I don't know what it is.
I've heard that so much of like someone saying like, oh, like I don't like this so-and-so. And I'm just like, why? And they're like, well, it's a vibe. It's an energy. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah. What energy are we talking about here? They're so sweet.
Right.
Anyways. But yeah, I do get that. I think there are good forms of jealousy and bad forms of jealousy. I think the good ones though, like as much as like, I believe like looking at your person, and that goes back to the reframing, like reframing it to like, hey, this person, you know, they're doing so good in life. And like, wow, I want to be like that one day. I'm going to like form my plan and go for it.
It's inspiring.
Yeah. But then there's like sometimes where it's like, where jealousy can also take a toll is where you become obsessed with trying to be like this other person.
That's a really good point.
Yeah. That you can't like just simply be yourself and be happy with you. So how would you...
That was really good.
...give therapy to this individual?
Whoa. Okay, we lost it now. That's a big question. No, but like the way I would like... That is huge. I've never honestly thought of it that way, of like where it starts to become more of an obsession and, you know, trying to be like that person rather than, you know, in an obsessive way. That's so interesting. I've honestly never thought of it that way.
Like I think of like people who like sometimes have like a negative body image of themselves and like they see like other people and like they, you know, they're jealous of like the body or the attention or this or that. So they start to think like, oh, well, let me do like a crash diet and just like go full force. Well, is that really healthy for you? Is that like, or is it just like, maybe we can reframe it to let's figure out a healthier lifestyle for ourselves or just, you know, just being content with your body in general or just like, I look good this way. I'm going to go buy an outfit that makes me feel good for my body type. And just there's so many ways that like you can figure out how to feel content, but also like achieve your goal without it being an obsession.
Yes. That's a really good point. And an unhealthy obsession.
Yeah.
No, I think that's a really good point. I think that it's easier said than done for all of us, obviously. Like it's easier for me to say like, you know what, like I'm gonna, you know, just choose to love myself and I love my body and I love my thighs and my stomach and like love it. It's easier to say that, of course, than practice it. But practice really does make, I don't like to say perfect.
Progress.
Yeah. We're such therapists. Can't reach you right now. So I do think the more that you really tell yourself that and you really like believe it, I mean, the more you'll believe it, you know? Yeah. So, I do think that it's really important. I do think that it takes time and it takes like checking yourself back in at times, but it's, I don't know. It seriously, it's a big problem that I see with a lot of the people that like I know and I love and, you know, just, I don't want to say like it's not obvious jealousy, but like you can like sense it sometimes or you can see it in little things. Yeah. Like no one's going to blatantly come out and be like, I'm jealous. Like no one's going to say that, you know? But like you can see it sometimes in like the way they are responding, the way
It's
they're
the vibe.
It really is the energy.
The
Like
energy.
I can't even make fun of it at this
Like
point.
I feel like
But there is an
jealous
energy.
energy is such easy energy
Yes.
to pick up on.
Yes.
Because it's like, I know what you're thinking.
Yeah.
I don't like it. So it makes me not be repelled
100%.
to be with this person. And I know sometimes like when I feel feelings of jealousy, like I'm not the best person to be around at that time either. Like I can tell my own energy
Same.
is is off. Like why am I acting like this?
Literally, like go look in the mirror. Like check yourself back in.
But like when you mentioned like admitting to jealousy,
yeah.
I think like of course admitting it out loud to like other people is so hard because it's such a vulnerable thing to admit you're jealous.
Yeah.
But I think admitting it to yourself, like, hey, I feel jealous. This is something I am dealing with, will go the mile for you.
Yeah.
Because like we learned that like when we can identify and like name and label our emotions, then like you're automatically, on the right track here. Like you're able to like identify, know, and be able to start regulating. So I think it's so healthy for us to just let's recognize that we are jealous, because I think it's so hard to even admit it to ourselves that we are jealous.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know like about that at all.
100%.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. I think that goes back to our first point when we were saying the first and the best thing that you can do for yourself is accept and say it, because you are labeling it and you are accepting that I am at this point.
Yeah.
Like this is where I'm at, and all this to say, like, again, I want to very much emphasize how normal, like I like don't like think that like you're the only person that gets jealous of the people that you love and care about. Like, no, like everyone gets, in those moments at times. I think it's how you respond. It's all about how you respond to it. What are you doing then? Okay, like I've accepted it. I've seen it. I get that I'm jealous. Now what do I do? And I think that's where you start to try to recognize your own strengths and focusing on what you do have rather than what you don't have. Like, okay, like maybe like I am not the most successful in my career, but here are the things that I do have. Like I do have like, a family that loves and cares. I do have my this. I do have, like, and just start naming it, just start naming the things that you feel grateful for and you feel blessed for, and you feel like
gratitude is scientifically studied to be one of the best healers of time. Yeah. And it's just like, also like if you have this goal, recognize like, how do I word this? Be grateful for the little steps you're taking now. Like I really want everyone to learn how to focus on the moment rather than to focus on that end goal. Take that end goal and make it into little baby steps so you don't drain yourself, like so you don't burn out, because that's exhausting. Like if I'm just living my whole life trying to be this like ideal person in my head, that's so exhausting.
Yes.
No, who wants to do that? No, I want to be the best me I can today. And what does that look like? Yeah. If I have this huge goal in my head that like, I want to be this like famous podcaster.
Famous is crazy.
But like whatever. Just for the what's it called? The dialogue here.
Right.
I want to be this famous podcaster. I'm not going to start by like, I'm not going to feel bad that like we got 3 views last time.
Whoa. We didn't get 3 views. We got 3 questions. 3 Therapy Thursday questions.
But I'm going to be like, oh, yes, I got 3 people to watch me.
Instead of 0. That's huge.
Instead of 0.
Yeah.
Next time, my goal is to get 5 people to watch.
God, please. We're just asking for a couple more. We're not asking for much.
Yeah. Or like, you know what? My next goal is I'm going to take some photography pictures for the vibe, for our podcast.
Nat is just naming our to-do lists at this point.
Because you can't get from 0 to 100. Okay, we have to start.
I see what you're saying. I get it, and I love it. I'm here for it. Baby steps.
Baby steps.
Yeah, it's all about baby steps, especially when that goal that you're trying to reach is so unattainable. Like maybe it's something you're never going to reach. Oh. You know what I mean? It's like,
whoa.
No. Okay, I didn't mean it that way.
Why would you say that on camera, bro?
No, we're gonna have 5 viewers. We're gonna take our pictures. We're gonna be great. No,
You're
that's not what I mean.
We're not gonna be famous.
No, I mean like when you have created such an unattainable idea or image of what you're trying to achieve that's super unrealistic. So for example, like let's say I'm talking about weight here, okay? Let's say I weigh like, I don't know. I honestly don't know how much I weigh, guys.
Drop the weight.
I really don't. Damn. Okay. What's going on here?
Jealousy.
What's happening? No. Okay, let's say I weigh, I don't know. Let's say I weigh 200 pounds, okay? And my aspiration in life is to look like Kendall Jenner. Okay, that's the figure I want, okay? And so I'm working so hard at trying to achieve that goal. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm saying recognize that everyone's body looks different and that's okay. You know, like my 200-pound self is never going to have the same figure as Kendall Jenner. We were born very differently. Yeah. So as much as I do work out and as much as I do eat healthy, and yes, I will get to a healthier place in my life, which is great. But if my idea and my image is this thing and this person that I'm so obsessed with, it goes back to the obsession of trying to be like and emulate, then unfortunately, I'm going to realize very quickly, maybe multiple times, that that's just not realistic. And it's just going to let me down. Like I'm going to be more let down, you know? You know, like I'm going to so if I take it as those babies.
Reinforcing like that core belief that, you know, you're not pretty enough. Or you're not good enough.
Yeah. That's a great way to put it. I don't know how to word it. Thanks, Nat.
No, but that was great. Beautiful words.
No, thanks, Nat.
You really do. Like, I love the way you structure sentences.
No, I think the same about you.
No.
I aspire to be you.
I go on a ramp.
I do that.
What is a rampant a thing?
Rampage. It's like, what were you saying yesterday?
You aspire to
pitted. No, some people say that.
We pitted. Like we're pitted against each other.
She goes like pitted, like pit.
Like Andrew's like, you mean pinned? And I was like,
but no, I think some people do say pitted.
No, I don't think that's a thing.
Oh, okay.
Is it?
I don't know. I think so.
Hold up.
We don't have to look it up now. Well, I don't know.
Okay, let us know if you use the word pitted against
our 3 viewers. Let us know. Okay. Anyway, I lost what we were saying completely.
We were talking about like how sometimes it reinforces the core beliefs.
The core belief of whether your core belief is I'm not enough, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not whatever enough. So yeah, and it's just, you know, so that really reminded me of what you were saying with the like, you know, baby steps and, you know, but also make sure that you are loving yourself for you and what you bring to the table. Just because you don't look like the next person or you're not as successful as the one next to you. You have successes too. You have beautiful traits about you as well. You also like, let's talk about this. Like you also don't know what other people are dealing with. Like you also don't know what that person that you are so obsessed with becoming like is going through. Like you have no idea what, maybe they look at you and be like, man, I really love the way that like Nat, you know, forms her sentences and her words. I wish I had that. But then, you know, like, and she's sitting here admiring me, let's say. And so it's like, you really just never know what someone's going through. And you're putting people up on this pedestal, you know?
Yeah.
So again, like, I think some of it is motivational. Some of it is great. Some of it is helpful. And then at some points it's not. And especially when it's starting to take a toll on you and your emotions and your mental health, you know, when you're.
Yeah. I so agree with you. Sometimes we forget that like everyone's going through something. Yeah. Everyone's carrying their own cross. Mm. And it's like, I feel like I've experienced this many times where just like, I look at people and I'm like, oh man, like, I wish I could be like you. Like you seem like you have it all together. But then like you actually get to know this person. And you're like, oh my God, like there's a lot
that you're going
through.
Yeah.
And it almost like, and I hate to say that, it kind of relieves like my jealousy.
Selfishly, it does. Yeah, it does. I can agree with that. Yeah.
But it makes me feel more compassionate towards that person rather than jealous of that person, because it's like, man, like I was looking at you thinking like you had this amazing life, but like really like you're going through it just as much as I'm going through it, and we're all in this together.
Yes. I don't think it's the fact that like you feel relieved because they're not doing as good as you thought they were, but you feel relieved because it reminds you that, okay, they're human as well. And like, we're all going through this together. And there's that sense of like, what's the word that we use in like group therapy? Cohesiveness? No. Cohesion?
Cohesion?
Cohesion? I don't know. No, it's not cohesion. But like, it just reminds you that they are human. Like this person that you were putting up on a pedestal so high and so mighty, and you were wanting so bad to be like, is also just like you, and they are struggling with their own things just like you. Again, I don't think it's the sense of like, haha, like now I feel good that you're not doing great in life.
Oh yeah.
It's not that.
That's bad.
It's not that. I think that's where the sense of relief comes from, more of like, oh wow, like you're like me. Like, you know, like you're also human. You're also.
Yeah, it's almost like you took them down from the pedestal and now you're both in the human experience together. Like there's compassion. I think I use that word because it's like learning to have compassion for other people is so healing within itself. Like, don't ever just live in your own bubble of like, well, why isn't this happening to me? Or like, why is this, why am I not good enough? Or like when sometimes you're stuck in your head and you're living in this like perception of like the world is just revolving around you. The world is not. We're all in this world and we're all going through similar things, whether we believe it or not. And it's just like when you take yourself out of that bubble and you see it full picture, like I almost like to like envision myself like zooming out of Earth and just watching everything happen.
Yes.
And it's like, for me, that's very healing, because now it's like, oh, well, I can feel compassionate for people and I don't have to like, put myself against this person. Like I'm dealing with my own thing. They're dealing with their own thing. And they might have what I want at the moment, but like I might have what they want at the moment too. Like everybody is like on the same wavelength.
Yeah. When you said that, oh my gosh, I love that you said that, because recently I actually saw a picture on Instagram.
Yeah.
And it was a zoomed out like picture of like a street view, and you just see a bunch of cars. It was like traffic or something. And like each car had a little bubble next to it saying what that person was dealing with. So like one bubble was like everyone's like driving somewhere, right? One person is like on the way to like say their goodbyes to a family member. One person is like late for work. One person just got a promotion. One person just, got engaged. One person and it was just like this like view of that. And again, seeing that, I was like, wow, like,
yeah,
we really are all going through something, and the world is so much bigger than just like what our perspective and what we're seeing. Like there are so many layers and factors to life and this human experience that we're living in every day. And it doesn't have to look like the next person's, and that's totally okay,
Yeah.
So I love that you said that so much.
I hope we answered your question.
I hope so too. I don't know. I feel like we blabbered a lot. No.
But I feel like we can come to a conclusion that like,
yes,
the way to deal with jealousy is first by accepting that feeling does exist and it's a part of the human experience.
Normal.
It's normal.
It's normal. Yeah.
You want to add the second one?
Yeah. So first, like you said, it's the acceptance. I think it's normal. Everyone, and it's very normal to feel that way towards people that you love and care about as well. Like that's okay. I think second part is recognizing what kind of jealousy it is. Like, okay, am I getting more irritable at a certain person? Am I, looking at them in a different light? Am I treating them differently? Am I, what's happening in my own life within my own emotions? Like what kind of jealousy is this that we're talking about? Okay. And then from there,
third is kind of just looking at you and looking at your own strengths. make sure you count your blessings. You be grateful for everything that you have and recognize that you're in your own space, and that space can be good enough for today if you allow it to. So just worry about today, worry about focusing on the small goals rather than the big goals, and just work day by day. Be grateful for what you have and look around you, because you have so much to be grateful for if you really look hard for it, if you open your eyes to it. Blessings that aren't recognized turn into curses. And I believe that wholeheartedly.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. So, and then the last one. What was the last one?
I think that was the last.
I think that was
it. That's the conclusion.
One more I do want to add is the compassion part. Learn to zoom out.
Yeah.
Zoom out and look that like everyone's
You're not in it
something.
alone.
You're not in it alone. We're all going through it. Yeah. And so like if we can learn to have compassion for someone else, you can learn to have compassion for yourself too.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think that was beautiful. I agree. And this like not to like minimize what you're going through, not to minimize your own problem because other people are also dealing with problems. It's just to remind you that you are not in it alone. And like Nat said, like be compassionate towards yourself as well, and that's, that's okay. You have your own beauty. You have your own strengths. You have your own.
You're beautiful.
You're so beautiful. You have your own things that a lot of people would be so like lucky to have, that you have. So, I think that's it for our podcast today. But reminder,
we went through 2 episodes.
That's so crazy.
Second goal done.
You can cross that off the to-do list that Nat was
that I was writing out in this podcast
literally earlier. And like creating more stress. I'm like, oh my God, we have to do that. No, I'm kidding. No, but please, Therapy Thursdays. I know we made a lot of jokes about the 3 of you that sent us things, but as a reminder, these things don't have to be questions that you guys send in. They can be just topics. They can be, just things you want to hear about and learn about. They can be obviously questions that you want advice for. They can be anything mental health related, anything, personally if you want. Like they don't all have to look the same, and that's okay. And again, reminder, this is all anonymous. No one will ever know who you are.
Yeah.
And so, so please send us some things and send us your thoughts. Send us your thoughts. Send us your thoughts. How do you feel about this? Do you like it? Do you not? You can send that in Therapy Thursdays as well. Like you can be like, hey, Nat and Ange, I absolutely hated everything you talked about. And
you guys don't know what you're doing. You should quit while you're at it.
Right. Or you could be like, love it. Great. Keep going.
Yeah.
I want to hear more about this.
We're open to constructive criticism.
Please.
It helps us grow. It helps us move forward.
I agree.
Just do better.
Yes.
We want to do better for you guys.
Yes. And for ourselves.
Yeah. So right.
All right, guys. We will see you in the next episode. Bye.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. We hope you tune into In Session next week.
Make sure you leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.